express that and explore that is because of how dangerous and how like harmful homophobia is within male communities, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you go out and kiss a guy, you might get fucking jumped, right? Like if you kiss a guy on the street. Now, this isn't to say it's
Yeah, because I know it gave you. I tell people when you go to these conventions, it gives you confirmation of how far you have grown in your career.
Yes.
And also, I'm pretty sure you had a bunch of the top talent that you haven't shot with say, "We seen your video."
Yes. I've had people who come up to
You can make money off of it.
But see, the thing about it is, okay, let's just keep it 100. The girls nowadays don't give a fuck about the money; they want to go viral.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, people want to go.
So it's kind of like a lot of the girls that don't show their face with the feet, it ain't because they make more money with the feet. Back to where you're not doing the content how you're shooting content, but you're not shooting with everybody that got their mama. Now it done kind of, the circle done closed up a little bit to make yourself. What's going on, smokers? It's Thursday morning. If you at work, I hope you have a great day at work. If you at home, I hope you got your coffee. I hope you got your blunt rolled. For some of you motherfuckers that is, get up in the morning and take a shot, I hope you took your shot. It's time to smoke this over. Welcome to the Smokers Lounge. You know who I am, Captain Off Southern Champ, a.k.a. the Porn Rap Star. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/Porn Rap Star. Sponsors. RiseSismMagazine.com, BlushErotica.com, PassDat Apparel, SmokeKind.com. Hit the referral link, please, as well as Sara CBD, self-care and pain relief. Please use the promo code BOBBIE to get 10% off of your order. That's BOBBIE to get 10% off from your order from SaraJCBDs.com. Also, you can find me 5 days out the week at Full Swap Radio in the mornings. Also, you can find me on SGPRadio.com as well as SkyHawkAfterDarkTV.com. Good morning, my smokers. It has been a interesting week. Excuse me for a second. Because this damn blunt, I don't give a fuck. I ain't smoking it, so. And I'm gonna tell you what's funny. Like every video I done posted, because I'm not even if I decide to become monetized, a lot of my videos are gonna be monetized because of my music, which is funny because the music that I've been playing on my podcast for the most part, especially intros, is my music. But that's why I'm not worried about making money with YouTube. Spotify, as long as I got my member section, I don't give a fuck about the ad revenue. It wasn't like there was a lot of ad revenue anyway with streaming. But yeah, man, this has been an interesting week. Personal note, if anybody care, things going good for me. I can't complain. Life been lifing. My sleep is getting better. I've been taking sleep aids. Between either I decide to do melatonin for the night or I do sleeping pills or what have you. I guess I see why motherfucker old people be taking naps so damn much, because sometimes you just can't stay asleep at night. Still haven't found a second job. Which eventually I will, because I don't think I'm gonna be getting extra hours with this job that I got going on, even though I done asked. And also, it's that time of the year. That's right, people. It's that time of the year. Let's go. That's right. It's time of the year. ABN time. That's right, people. Let's go ahead and go. Let me go ahead and show y'all what y'all need to damn do. The ABNs is coming, and they have opened up their pre-nominations. Please go to Favorite Adult Podcast. Type in STO. As you can see, this will come up, my name, and press submit. I have been nominated 2 years in a row. Let's make it 3. You feel me? Let's make it 3 in a row. Let's do that, people. So please go vote. You can vote 1 time a day. You know what I'm saying? Please go vote. Type in STO. It'll pop up for Favorite Adult Podcast. I would love to be nominated again. So maybe I might could win it because, hey, your boy from Pillow Talk won. So it's a good possibility I might could win one, you know? And don't get twisted. I love to be nominated for Urban X, ASN. I would love to do that. But the AVNs is the real big one. So if I can't get nominated for the other ones, AVN is the one that I definitely want. So please go nominate STO, the Smokers Lounge, for AVN Favorite Podcast of the Adult Podcast of the Year. So now, what we're going to talk about? Well, we're going to begin with the biggest news. And it's funny because wrestling doesn't make a lot of news for so much. Half the time, wrestling these past couple of months, it's been about the sales, companies being sold, companies being bought, TV deals. But recently, we had something else that happened. Now, I talked about it this past Monday about Raja Jackson. You also, if you subscribe to the Premium Smoke Room, as of tonight, you're going to hear me and Bellaquise discuss it. And she came with some interesting thoughts on the whole situation for a female that's not a wrestling fan. But damn, she won't spot on some things. And she even had some examples from her own life of situations similar. So y'all, please subscribe to the Premium Smoke Room and check out her episode of dropping tonight. Well, excuse me, next week. It's next week recorded, but it's next week. So that'll be next week. Anyway, I digress. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up talking about it with Spit Queen in it. But each day that I wake up, something new has been added. Something has that we missed get found. So for some of y'all that don't know what happened, and that's if, and I don't know how anyone, whether you're a wrestling fan or non-wrestling fan, don't know about this. Raja Jackson, who is the son of MMA legend, actor, a guy who I grew up watching, Rampage Jackson, right? For some of y'all that don't know, y'all might have seen the movie 18. He played B.A. Baracus, you know, Mr. T's, you know what I'm saying, part. And he has a son. He has 2 Asian sons, 2 half Asian and black, and 1 full black one, which apparently this is the oldest one. Because I think the other ones are young. And it's funny because he made a statement that he knew that the oldest one wasn't going to go to college. Talking about Roger. So what he did, he put money to the side for him for bail money. Now, for a father to say that, that speaks a lot about your fathering. But we'll get to that in a second. So Raja, because I know y'all seen the videos, well, the initial video anyway at first, was when I saw it, Raja jumped in the ring, slammed the hell out of this wrestler, and commenced to beating the living shit out of him. So as the days, hours passed, come to find out, this was a whole 2 to 3 hour kick stream that Raja does. So more start coming out about what happened, what led up to it, because I will agree with one YouTuber. We always hear about the crash out, but we don't never get to see the behind the scenes or what led to it. So what happened was, to make this quick and sweet, Stu, aka Psycho, well, his name is Stuart Smith, former veteran dealing with PSD, who chose to do professional wrestling to deal with thus PSD. And for anyone that ever been in the military, they've been at war. PSD is bad, and it's hard for a lot of military men to get acclimated to civilian life. Why? Because you've been in kill mode for 10 to 15 years. You done went to a war. You done went overseas and murdered and killed people for this country. Kind of hard to go to civilian life after that. So, let me put on my right. So, what ended up happening, Raja was invited by another MMA fighter who was trained to be a pro wrestler by the name of, I think, AJ Nunes, whatever his fucking name is. Invited him to come to the show. He brings him to the back with the other wrestlers. Stu, thinking that because Raja is with this other wrestler, who, come to find out, has an issue with Stu, but we'll get to that in a second. He's thinking that it's a work. They're filming something for the pro wrestling show. Because so people can understand, Knox X Pro Wrestling is owned by Rikishi and was at one point, now no longer, a part of the WWE ID program, where guys can come into that wrestling promotion and get an automatic chance to go to WWE. It is the WWE ID program is to help these wrestlers get the training that they need and wrestle on the independents and get paid for it by the WWE in hopes that they will become stars for the WWE down the line. Some of the people that I have seen, that I have watched, Aaron Roberts from Memphis Wrestling, he is on there. Cappuccino Jones, who just recently won the WWE ID men's title, and Kylie Ray won the women's title. Okay? So, if you wrestle for this promotion, it's a good possibility you might make it to the next level. Well, Psycho Stu thinks that Raja is a worker. So he goes up to him, to try to start an angle. Now, for some of you wrestling fans, remember when Matt Riddle was talking shit about Brock Lesnar to try to create friction between him and Brock Lesnar to create an angle for them to actually work together in a program or have a match. And Brock told him, we will never work together and keep my fucking name out your mouth. Okay? That was he was doing. So he walks up to him. They have a little back and forth. Psycho does a kayfabe, hit him on top of the head with a beer can. A lot of kayfabe punches, trust me, does not hurt anybody. It's more for effect. You feel me? Now the chops, that's different. But you get my drift. It's for the effects. So Raja gets upset. They have to tell Stu he's not a worker, dude. He's not a wrestler. Once again, I'm still trying to wrap my head around, and I would love to hear it from his side. Why did you walk up to this young man and smash a can on his head? Why did you think he was a wrestler? Did anyone tell you this? Did anybody put this in your head and so forth? I have my theories. It has something to do with the cowboy hat and AJ Minners. Because have he done this before? Have they had wrestlers guys that was non-wrestlers or what we call they come in? You know, we do know that sometimes the veterans do fuck with the rookies. So either way, he thought he was a wrestler. And if you go look at Raja, he looks the part. He looks the part. Now, prior to this moment, Raja caught a concussion getting kicked in the head during practice. Wait a second. And I saw the video. I'm not going to play the video. I wish I could find it to show y'all. But yeah, he got kicked in the head. He couldn't even do a simple block practicing. That is terrible. That is sad. Actually, he probably had, I'm going to get to that too, the opportunity that he fucking missed because, dude, you seem to be a terrible MMA fighter. Your dad said you ain't shit when it comes to MMA. Your first fight, you lost by KO. And you get knocked out during practice near a concussion. Don't seem like you're a very good MMA fighter to me, buddy. But, so, immediately seeing that he fucked up, Stu started apologizing. Raja didn't want to accept it until the co-owner, Black Pearl, Inyo, somebody's uncle within the bloodline, made a suggestion. Well, look, we'll put you, what are we going to do? He got a match later on the night. We're going to set up an angle where you come in and you get your receipt. He shakes his hand. Now, let's stop there. He wouldn't shake his hand any other way until you say he can get a receipt. A guy who's a non-wrestler, never been trained in professional wrestling, never been let in on the secrets of professional wrestling, you're going to let him get in the ring and get a receipt against one of your wrestlers. Now, also, let's make this clear. Stu is under the impression that this guy is going to get in the ring and, you know, at worst slam him. Stu had no clue that this was going to happen. If he did, I'm pretty sure he would have defended himself. You understand what I'm saying? So Stu's under the impression that this dude's going to protect him. Oh, by the way, your best friend is one of us. So he shakes hands with Stu. He clearly tells Stu, okay, it's all good. Water under the bridge. I understand. Okay. They walking in the back, him and his boy, AJ, whatever. AJ practically tells him, yo, bro, it's fucked up what he did. You know, he's a complete asshole. You know what I'm saying? When you get in the ring, you know what to do. You know, get your receipt. You know how to get a receipt, right? Once again, why you tell this nigga to not only get in the ring, but get a receipt? So what people understand is a receipt means it's when a wrestler did something that was off script and you get to get a payback, but not to the point where you hurt him. Like, for example, he might have potatoed you in the corner. You get the receipt by catching him with a punch to the jaw. Not anything that's going to knock him out. Not anything to hurt him or put him on the shelf where he can't make money. Because the one thing these wrestlers don't want to do is hurt each other to where they can't make money and feed their family. Not every wrestler is sitting here making buku millions of dollars. Some of these dudes that was at that school have another job that they do on top of that. Your boy does MMA and does pro wrestling, the best friend. Apparently, these motherfuckers ain't millionaires. Stu probably got a family to goddamn feed. That bet you check in a lot. Now, throughout the night, Raja gets rated baited because he's on kick. Add to it, his dad calls him and make gay jokes. And make him seem like a little bitch because he heard that something happened between him and the wrestler. Clearly, when Black Pearl made the handshake, if he didn't see that this dude shook the hand because I get the opportunity to get a receipt, not that he really forgave him or he understood the business. No, I'm gonna do whatever it takes for me to get my hands on this white dude when I get in the ring. Oh, and if you think some of them young teenage keyboard want to be thugs on Kick, you pieces of fucking Generation X shits. You didn't think that they didn't sit there and say, you're going to let that cracker beat your ass. He might be racist. He probably did because he saw you was a nigga and said you weren't going to do nothing. Trust me, them conversations came up in that damn Kick. I'm pretty sure of it. So, when the time comes, if you can see in the video, he runs his ass in there, slams the shit out of Stu, and then goes ahead and start beating the living dog shit out of Stu. Some people said 23, some people said 21. I counted 20. I was like, when I found that one dude said 23, I was like, where the fuck I missed 2 punches? And what made it so terrible, that the referee didn't try to stop it. The one dude that did try to stop it, he didn't do a good job. So this dude that I'm about to pull up, now I'm going to pull up later, he got in the ring. He got in the ring and went toe-to-toe with this young man to save Stu, right? He was the first one in the ring to actually stop it. And then, during the commotion, one of the participants in the ring, this dumb motherfucker, instead of going to see if Stu was okay, he gets on top of him and get the pin for the 3. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. I know y'all done seen the video umpteen times. But like I said, as each video drop, we get more information. So the one information we hadn't got was from somebody that was actually there. And guess what we got? The person that was actually there. And we're going to go here. Hold on. I don't know if I want to pull up the full interview, but hold on. Let me go here. I'll come back. I'll talk about that in a minute. You see, here we go. I'm sorry. Let's go.
To not cooperate with the police. From what I hear, the police were there investigating the scene shortly after Stu was removed, and there has been multiple requests that have gone downstream from upper management to not talk with the police directly if they are contacted, and to only let a certain group of individuals interact with the police. That is extremely dishonest. You guys let your friend almost die, and now you're trying to have people lie for you. But the most disgusting thing is that people at this school.
Now, the fact that the people at the school don't want anybody to cooperate with the cops, because the cops didn't show up, that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. But see, that ain't even half of it, because I'm going to play some of this interview that I saw. Because it was funny, because it was late last night, and how can I put this? What blew my mind was when I sat there and heard everything dude was saying. Like, let me see if I can find it. Here we are. Let me see. All right, I'm going to play some of this. We're going to skip through it because I can't play the whole thing. But this is from the guy that jumped in that had like the cornrows, what have you, that saved Stu. And let me make this clear. If no one had jumped in, Stu would have died. He would have died, man. Because you're laying on the ground like this. and you're not able to cover up, and this dude is getting free reign on your face, and he is an MMA fighter. Trained MMA fighter. Bone on bone breaks bone. Let's make this clear. So this is what we're going to do. Let's go.
Rampage Jackson's son tried to kill a man yesterday, and Doug was actually the one who pretty much stepped in and saved them. So we're going to actually play a few clips first of everything that happened. It initially started with the wrestler, Psycho Stu, smashing a beer can over his head, thinking that he was also a wrestler, that he was there working. And then after that, Psycho Stu apologized multiple times to him, and he was told to give him a receipt, which in wrestling basically means if you're hit for real, hit them back later.
You understand that, right? Same thing I said. I am a wrestling fan. This is why this affects me. And I'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. Hey, it's gonna all work out. Yeah, hello. I appreciate it. I didn't know.
You see that instead of apology, took the man head.
You run in on his shit, you fucking give him his receipt. You remember what a receipt is? Give him that fucking receipt, go tag his shit. If you got a fucking problem with it, I'll fucking run it. Tag his shit.
And then ultimately, this is what happened. And last thing I want to say for our viewers, for those of you guys that don't know, I actually trained at the same school 11 years ago, a long time ago. I know Psycho Stu personally. And yeah, so to get started with it, what actually happened to Stu? How bad are his injuries?
Broken facial bones is from what I'm hearing. Missing teeth. Has no recollection of what happened. Incoherent. And then even from the people closest to it now that I'm disassociating with, they won't even put up the full story. Stu's pretty fucked up. I'll put it this way. What happened yesterday is he choked on his own blood.
On his own teeth, I heard.
Yeah, teeth and blood.
And he lost all of his teeth, right?
A lot of them, yeah. Broken facial bones. He was out on the slam, and then the guy had made...
Hold on. Let me come back. Remember, if you went and watched my Pro Wrestling Smoke, I said he was unconscious on the slam. For y'all to understand, the way he slammed him, the way wrestlers slam, you supposed to land on the flat of your back. So when you're able to tuck your chin, that whip flash, your back is taking majority of the impact. So when your neck goes back, you're not hitting the mat as hard to where it knocks you out. Or you might not even hit the mat hardly at all. He landed him on his shoulder, so when that whip flash hit, that head hit that mat, he was out cold. You know how many times I watch a UFC fight and a slam happen and the nigga is knocked out off the slam? The slam. Not a punch, not a forearm, just the slam. Because MMA fighters are not trying to do a move the safest way possible so his opponent would not get hurt, but yet it still look impactful. They're trying to knock you out to win this fight. Once again, you put an untrained motherfucking nigga that's angry as fuck, who's dealing with daddy issues in the ring with a guy who's thinking that this guy got his best interest at heart. We continue.
Contact multiple times. I remember seeing that kind of being in shock, and then I just went. Side of that running in, there was other people that could have got involved that I made eye contact with, but they just stayed by the stage. Let me put it this way. I'm sorry to Stu that the people that said that they were your friends let this happen.
So how did you end up being involved? Because from what I understand, you weren't part of that match, that segment. How did you end up out there in the middle of the ring during this match?
I just got done with my match. I was blown up, took the heat, did the shit. Then I get a whisper by somebody, hey, something is not right. I might need you to go out there and check a scenario. This guy's going to do a spot. I'm like, when does the spot happen? Oh, we'll let you know. We'll let you know. Well, you want to let me know, but like, you're not telling me when the cue is, when is the spot supposed to happen. You're just going to let me know just in case. Right. So I'm stuck waiting for this cue. I walk out to somebody with the radio. I said, hey, talk to the back. When do you guys want me to go? What's happening? I was informed about the beer can incident. Actually, shortly before that, they told me that they, made up, shook hands, hugged it out multiple times. So it was going to be fine, but they just want to make sure. I talked to the person out front with the radio. I walk back to the ring. I see the slam. I see the first punch, second punch. And by then I'm at people in front of me and I just start moving. I kind of wish I would have just sprung on like the slam. So that's where I'm at. I mean, honestly, there's nothing worse than you watch somebody you care about. He's a veteran.
Now, hold on. Pay attention to the bald dude with the muscles. He said the same thing I said. If this was going to be safe, why are you asking this man to be on standby? Why are you asking him to be on standby? Let's go.
He's me. And these are people who are supposed to love him. And I'm the only one on the outskirts to be told to watch this, apparently. And then I'm in there. And I'm battling, I'm doing whatever, trying to like work this. And I'm telling the guy to calm down. And now he's trying to fight me. It's all fucked, like there's.
So them telling you to watch this and get involved, if this was supposed to be an angle, it kind of doesn't make any sense because you have nothing to do with their storyline or whatever. It seems like they kind of wanted you there just because you're the only one who can shoot, which in wrestling means for real fight, right?
It felt like it, like how you'd use a dog. Like, hey, we'll send our bitch to go do this.
But the fact that they told you to watch out and, be ready, and the fact that this had nothing to do with any of the storylines kind of shows that this was premeditated, right?
I think the premeditation part comes on the side of AJ Mana. You brought somebody that was volatile that you knew had issues.
So real quick, that's the friend of Raja who brought him to the event.
That's the small calf, small ass chicken legs bitch with the cowboy hat.
So this fight, whatever you want to call it, Raja Jackson.
Hold on. Don't he look like Aleister Black's twin brother? I mean, look at him. He looked like Aleister Black, dog. And he looked like a bigger version of Aleister Black. Let's keep it 100. I can tell that he can handle himself with Raja Jackson. You feel me? But let's go.
Attempted murder.
Right. This attempted murder, he landed like 20-something punches on him.
23
punches on him. You pull him off, and then he tried to go at you. So was he trying to continue beating him even further?
I think the culmination between his dad picking on him and all his daddy issues came out and all the shit that AJ gassed up into his head. Because let me put it this way. I don't like Raja. I think Raja's a shit person for what he did. But I think AJ's a bigger shit person for gassing him up to be in that fucking ring, to leading him to ruin his own fucking life, to hurt somebody that AJ also has a fucking problem with. You can't fucking tell me that's not, I don't believe in coincidence.
He was basically trying to put the blood on someone else's hands.
Exactly, because he's not going to do it himself. Mm-hmm. The few little backyard fights he fucking got in where he got beat the up, and then you got somebody that's a real fighter, trained by somebody that's one of the greatest of all time, and then you had him do your dirty work. He ruined two people's lives.
So what happened when you got involved with Raja? Why did he want to keep going? Well, I know his chat was like gassing him up too, leading up to it.
Okay. Interesting, he brought the fact that AJ, the guy in the cowboy hat, had an issue with Sicko Stu. Sicko Stu has been there from day one. He's one of the day one guys. He's held their top titles. He's held all their belts. He's one of the most popular wrestlers. Yes, believe it or not, wrestlers don't like each other. Wrestlers don't like each other. If y'all go look at some of these shoot interviews, wrestlers don't care for each other sometimes. Sometimes you got to work with someone that you don't like, you dislike. There's been times where motherfuckers had gotten a fight in the back and had to turn around and do a match with each other. So, two, also, for AJ to bring this guy, first of all, why did you bring him to the back? He's not a wrestler. He wasn't there to be trained. He wasn't there to talk to Rikishi about being a part of the WWE ID. You just brought him back there so you can show off. Let's be real, Mr. AJ, Mr. White Cowboy. You brought the nigga there so you can show I got nigga friends and I got me a famous nigga friend. Because it's mighty fucking funny that soon it was, if y'all pay attention to the actual video. He made mention, he said, oh, you involved in Rampage Jackson. You know that Rampage Jackson's son. So you bragging that you got Rampage Jackson's son in the back with you. Roger had no business in the back with the wrestlers. I done went to independent wrestling shows. Unless you are authorized by the promotion to go in the back, nigga, you can't go to the back. 2, there was no cops in the building. I went to Deadlock Pro. I saw at least 4 Durham PD in the building. So the fact there was no LAPD there, no legit security, what the fuck is wrong with you, Rikishi? And you've been in the business. You've been there when fans riot. But I digress. The owner who was in the back, same thing. You know the history of pro wrestling. Come on, bro. That's the equivalent of someone bringing a civilian to a porn set. Or a girl bringing her boyfriend to a porn set, and he's already uneasy about her doing porn. What you think gonna happen? It's the equivalent. You don't have nobody in the back that ain't got shit to do with what's going on. And I agree with Stephen Richards that the game need to be more protected. Wrestling has got so comfortable with having these celebrities get into the ring that now anything that look like a celebrity, they willing to put in the ring. Dave Arquette literally trained to become a pro wrestler. Jason Armel trained to be a pro wrestler. I know Speed should have never been in the ring when he got his ass speared. He ain't trained for that shit. Y'all put Travis Scott in the ring. He don't know how to do a working punch. That knock goddamn Cody's eardrum out. But because y'all want this viral moment, because y'all want this social engagement, y'all wanted to put anybody that seems like a celebrity in the ring with these professionals who don't have their best interests in heart. Travis Scott was minor. This is when it goes dead left. And he ain't even a celebrity. He ain't even know. I didn't even know Rampage Jackson had a goddamn child. So he brought this outsider into the ring, brought him to the back to show him off like a new shiny toy. Look at my nigga. Look at my MMA nigga. He did the equivalent where a slave master bring the mandingo to the other slave masters so they can figure out who gonna fight. That what the fuck that dumbass cracker did. Once again, y'all let motherfuckers into the wrestling profession that don't give a shit about pro wrestling, don't respect the craft, don't respect the business, and don't respect the lineage of it. And what's sad, I'm thinking that this is a wayward ass bullshit mud show, outlaw mud show. This is a WWE ID program. God damn it. Let's continue. Yeah, I'm passionate about this shit. I'm getting mad.
Which we've talked about.
Another reason why live streaming is toxic.
Yeah.
Just goes to show.
When you're a man, you're in control of your life. If you do things for other men, you're their bitch. You are not a man.
Basically
you're a puppet.
Doug, so what happened when you and him squared off?
I just went in there to stop it first, because I was kind of in shock. I saw Stu. I saw the punches. It felt like slow motion. I'm looking around. I'm looking at Stu's friends staring at me, not running in. I'm only running in. Somebody pinned Stu after he almost got beat to death. People are so chicken shit that they don't understand violence. They don't understand what's going on. They don't want to partake in anything. They weren't willing to save their friend. They would rather worry about their own image, their self, their master, this. Sometimes the world stops. Sometimes the world stops. You could go to the store one day, be shopping for fucking groceries, and if you see an old lady get beat up and fucking robbed, you have to do something. Sometimes the world stops. So these fucking people are sitting in the fucking ring watching a man get beat to death that they call the fucking friend. The people in the back are fucking telling me, hey, can you go out there and make sure nothing bad happens? So now I got all this responsibility. But at the same time, if I'm AJ Mana, if I'm the people that told me to go out there, if that's the person I brought, or I know this whole situation is going on, I'd be right at the fucking ring. If somebody told me that Ian had the possibility of having a fucking fingernail being put out of place because somebody might be a little off in the ring, you think I would take a fucking chance of my friend getting hurt? I'd be in the fucking corner of the ring on the very side in the front fucking row.
Now, here's the other part of this, too. As y'all listening. AJ Mana, the best friend, was nowhere nearby the ring. So my best friend, who's going in the ring with a professional wrestler, now I understand he's an MMA fighter, this and third. I'm going to make sure that one, he don't get hurt and the guy don't get hurt. So that let me know right there, AJ wanted Stu to get hurt. I'm pretty sure if this my homie, I know his temperament. I know that he's still mad. I know that he still want his get back. So I want to make sure that he get his get back. But at the same token, I want to make sure that the guy he getting his get back on don't get hurt because y'all supposed to made up and shook hands. He understand. Let me explain something to you. Stu understood he was going to take a shot. Stu didn't know he was going to take all this. He knew he might have got a shot to the jaw. He knew he might have got a little extra hard of a slam. But he didn't think he was going to be waking up in the hospital with brain hemorrhages. Yeah, brain hemorrhages. You know what that means? That means when your brain swells, that can kill you. That means blood, blood damage and all that. This man may be permanently brain damaged because of this dumb brain damaged ass nigga. He may not be able to remember shit from 2 hours ago because of this nigga. So AJ, when this went down, if y'all go look at the video, because I can't play it, he never got in the ring. He never got in the ring to stop his friend. He made a point to call that motherfucker afterwards. To tell him that, yeah, Stu ain't waking up. And then the nigga had the nerve to say, my bad. Let's continue. Smoke is over.
Couldn't move me from the fucking spot. I'd run the whole fucking show. Fuck all of you. That's my friend. That's my family. That's somebody who means more to me than anything in the world. I would never let something fucking touch him. I would die before something hurts my family. And all the people that call him family, where the fuck were they? And then when we're in the fucking ring and I'm breaking it up and he shoots a fucking double leg on me, by the way, work a better fucking double leg, you fucking prick. And then I'm telling you to fucking calm down. I'm not even fucking fighting. I'm not even being fucking hostile. Then you're trying to fucking work and get lower, do this, change positions, and I'm over here having to swim with you, all this other shit. And then you fucking punch me in the fucking eye.
Hold on. If you listen to the conversation, the reason why they asked him to stand by because they knew that he can tussle with this motherfucker. They're not going to ask just anybody to stand by. They're going to ask a motherfucker that can handle their ass. If you ever hear wrestlers say he's a shooter, meaning that he really knows how to wrestle. He really knows how to ball a motherfucker up. He knows how to really hurt somebody.
After we're breaking it up, you fucking loser. That's why you got fucking headbutt, and that's why I fucking punch you, and you're fucking lucky I was tired from the match before this. What kind of fucking person are you? You fucking low-life fucking clown. You want fucking clout, so you beat up a guy that's fucking managed in my fucking life than I saw that night.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm just trying to get a better understanding of like how the show went on. Who took him out of the ring, first of all?
Stu left by paramedics in his own blood, choking. A veteran, a war veteran.
Was he stretchered out of the show?
Yes, he was a load and go criteria.
After that, did the show just continue as if nothing happened?
There was kids crying. There was women and children upset. The little girl, Sophia, in my tag team, she saw the whole fucking thing. And
oh, by the way, yeah, people, you do realize children. You do realize children was at the show. See, it's one thing to see someone bleed in a match when they cut themselves, which they call blading, right? Or even get caught hard way. But to the brutality that went down in that show, yeah, the kids realized this is not staged. This is not supposed to happen. And Stu's mama was in the audience. So she came to see her son. So she had to watch her son almost die in the ring at the hands of this nigga. At the hands of this nigga. Now we're gonna see it. We'll play some more of this.
As an adult, that's my job is to protect everybody. And I fell really short. I talked to her dad. She said she saw everything. She tried to get out of the car, come back, and see if Stu was going to be okay. And it's that, like you have kids at the show, you have families at the show. We're supposed to be here for a good.
It's gone down since then, and reports as of late have said that he's up and alive, but is extremely out of sorts, is having trouble walking, maintaining his balance, and they just took him off a breathing tube this morning, and would assume they're just keeping an eye.
Yeah, the guy that's speaking, he done wrestled him before he stepped away from the game. You get what I'm saying?
The fucked up part is Stu doesn't want this attention,
and he doesn't remember anything that happened, right?
That's what we were told. Yeah.
He's apologizing to his wife for being in the hospital.
So did the police end up getting involved?
Yeah, no, they were multiple reports. I talked to the cops. I gave them my information.
At what point did they show up?
15 minutes after the little bitch fled.
Besides taking a report, did anything else come of it?
We're actually being active. This is part of the reason I'm here. I was actually not present for this event. I was at home. I heard about it pretty much just like everybody else until I started communicating with my friends and colleagues at that organization, and they were giving me details. I have actually kind of stepped away from the wrestling world because of personal growing safety concerns and social concerns in terms of my reputation. So I have been slowly distancing myself from this brand because I'm not surprised at all that this happened.
You're talking about that school specifically?
Yes. There are some great people in this industry.
Hold on, I want y'all to hear this part.
Any violence in Lord life. They should have known from that first someone who has seen real violence in your life and experienced real violence. Things are very clear what's fake and what's not. And it is apparent that every single person in that ring is an absolute idiot who has never experienced any violence in Lord life. They should have known from that first slam that this was not a show. This had moved on from being a show. And somehow that individual was allowed to let off 23 punches before Doug here was able to intervene. Not one fucking person did anything. And that behavior continued when they encouraged every single member of this academy to stay quiet and not contact the authorities, not respond to the authorities, while simultaneously being extremely excited that this event has landed them 15 minutes of fame. They were encouraging people to repost their brother getting beaten to death and discouraging them from talking to law enforcement.
And this is Rikishi's wrestling organization. The same Rikishi that said complains about how they did Jay when he came to the world title. The same Rikishi that sit here and be advocating for his sons to get runs. This is the type of organization that your dumb ass run. So you don't give a fuck. You say you care about Stu, but you don't want anybody to cooperate with the authorities to bring Raja to justice because you're worried that y'all gonna get sued. Which y'all gonna get sued anyway. If I was Stu, I would sue the fuck off of you. If I were his wife, I would tell him, baby, no, we're suing. We're suing. And I hope he sued the fucking shit out of y'all. I see why WWE ID removed. It just wasn't for the publicity. Also, they knew that if they're attached to you, they're going to be liable in this. They're going to be liable for a lawsuit. That means that now we can sue WWE and TKO along with Knox, along with Raja and the Rampage family. So that's why WWE said, excuse me, we out. They already dealt with the lawsuits with Vince McMahon. Do you think they want to deal with this? Oh, and this dumbass nigga trying to be in UFC. Guess who TKO owns as well? UFC. Let's go. So WWE had to step away. We may not see Rikishi ever in WWE anymore. We may not. He's lucky that his kids don't pay a penalty for this shit. If Vince was still around, oh, we might not see the Usos for a minute. We're like, well, damn, why the Usos been off TV for about 6 months? Because they got them dumbass, fat ass daddy. And I should have known something when Zilla Fatu Mama was talking shit about Rikishi. Saying he ain't shit. He ain't do shit for Umaga's family after Umaga died. Boy, family treats you worse than strangers sometimes. And the funny part, AJ Mona supposed to be family to this dude because they consider themselves family. But I digress. Let my man breathe.
Enforcement to make sure that the proper individuals responsible for this end up in jail.
You knew that person was going to get hurt. You knew something was fucked up. I made eye contact with people from the side of the fucking ring when I was going in. I saw you by the fucking stage. It's not a big fucking room. You could have went around. You could have went to the stage. Well, what the fuck did you do? You watched your fucking friend die. You watched somebody that you call family die. That means nobody is important to you. Not me. Not any. You guys will just watch it happen, and you won't do shit.
How long have you been there? 3 years?
3 fucking years.
Stu's been there since day one, and they let that happen.
And he's a fucking sweet human being.
Yeah, he was there when I was training 11 years ago.
I love you, Stu, and I'm sorry for the drama. And I'm sorry for the people at Knox that don't deserve this.
So, Doug, are you still a part of Knox Pro?
No. What's the point? They would watch me die.
Facts.
How can I trust you with my body? I'm going to let you pick me up for a body slam? I think it's all fun and games. I'm having fun. I think it's fun. I get hit with chairs. I'm laughing with my friends. But if I'm getting hit with chairs, metal fucking chairs, my head's bleeding. I got scars all over my fucking dome from this shit, right? And I'm having fun and I'm thinking, we're all having fun together. But then I realize you're trying to hurt me. And then I'm thinking, maybe, they didn't mean to fucking hurt me. But after this, it's apparent.
It's terrifying. You trust other people in there to do their job properly and to keep you safe. When you're a fighter and you have a fighting background like me, you're taught to keep your hands up. You're taught to protect yourself at all times. It is a rule of fighting. In wrestling, you are not allowed to do that. You have to present your chin. You have to present your neck. You have to present your entire body.
Hold on. I see Mark Henry made a statement. I'm about to check out what Mark Henry talking about. Give me 1 second. And Lord have mercy. I got to hear what Mark Henry was saying on this one. Hold on.
I didn't like the ribbing. I didn't like the joking. And anybody that talked to me that I didn't think was worthy of having that kind of aggressive conversation, they got that work. And, I don't know the full story, but I do know what I saw. And it looked like he wasn't smart to what was going on. And the dude that was messing with him bit off more than he can chew. And you got to be careful, one, who you mess with, and two, like, what kind of example are you as a veteran for inciting a ride with a kid? And I mean, he's not 12 or nothing, but he's still significantly younger. And, you want to make sure that everybody knows. I didn't like the ribbing. I didn't like the joking. And anybody that talked to me that I didn't think was do know what I saw, veteran for inciting a ride with a kid.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be objective on that. I get what you're saying, Mr. Henry. I get it. Because I said this numerous times. I don't understand what made him hit him with the can. I'm still under the impression that someone convinced this man to do it. Told him some false information. Because I don't understand. And I get that they do rib in the back. You feel me? But I don't think Raja ever been back there. I don't think anyone said that Raja was there to train. It may be, and I'm pretty sure of it, if you look at the video, yeah, Stu was probably drunk. He was a little tipsy. They do drink before a match. And believe it or not, them motherfuckers can actually wrestle tipsy. Some of them motherfuckers smoke weed. And part of it is because them motherfuckers be in pain, dog. They ain't no off days with this shit. They be in pain. You getting slammed on the mat. The mat ain't soft. Head being thrown into a ring post. I don't give a damn if they put their hand up. They're still bone on bone with more intensity. You feel me? I hurt my head just doing this. There is much blame to go around. But at the end of the fucking day, Mr. Henry, you gonna condone this man doing what he did to Stu? See, the difference is, Mark Henry, when a guy did that to you, you gave him one good shot. You didn't try to beat him to death. Now, I understand it was 56 seconds of a clip, and I know how social media is. Y'all love clipping up one part for the viralness of it, because it's 56 seconds. I would like to see the full interview and the full conversation, because I don't believe that this black man condoned what Raja did, but he has a point. Devil's advocate. This would have never went down if Stu never hit him with the can. It cause and effect. That cause affected the outcome for the rest of the night. If he never hit with the can, that boy may not ever got in the ring. He may not even stayed at the show. He probably would have got there, got bored, and left. He up there streaming. We are sympathetic to Stu. We do condemn everything that Raja did. But you have to admit, Stu fucked around and found out. And one thing I can say about wrestlers, and from hearing the shoot interviews, meeting Arn Anderson, and God bless the dead, I even met Ivan Koloff. Blew my mind when I heard his American accent and was like, oh, you really not from Russia. Yes, I still thought that Ivan Koloff was from Russia. Never looked him up on Wikipedia. Met him at a Walmart. Never forget it. They only ribbed those that were wrestlers, that they knew was wrestlers. Ain't no way in hell this boy knew that this guy was a wrestler. He assumed because he walked in with AJ. So safe to say, did he do it because that was AJ's boy? Did he do it because it was AJ's boy? Because we sat there and heard your man say that AJ had an issue with Stu, which means that him and Stu had friction in the past or for what have you. Now, if that was a wrestler and it was talked about and it was and they were talking about we're gonna do the angle, or if it was just a wrestler in general, it might have went differently. He might have laughed it over like, you must want a match, right? That's what you want. You must want a match, right? Okay. Hey, boss, put me in the ring with this fucker. And he might have gave him a receipt, but that would have been it. It would have been a good match. They would have gotten in the back, smoked the blunt, drank some beers, and laughed. But once again, he's a guy that's never been trained in wrestling. He's never been let in on the joke. See, you can't joke with somebody and they don't know you're joking. You can't be mad at the reaction at somebody because you put them in a position to react that way. But at the same token, I am not going to take away the responsibility of this young man who had 2 hours to calm down. Actuality, if he felt that way, why the fuck did he just do the grown-up thing, go to the back and have a conversation with Mr. Stu and say, do you got an issue with me, bro? I need to know before I get my ass in the ring. No, like I told you, man, I just thought you was a worker. I thought you was one of us. You know, you walked in with AJ. It's called a goddamn conversation. Maybe because your dad is too fucking stupid to tell you what the fuck that is, because he's too busy drunk trying to chase some goddamn pussy at the age of 50. Maybe somebody could have told you that. Maybe someone could have told you. His trainer was with him. Where the fuck was you in this? Why didn't you go to the back and have a conversation with Stu? AJ, you supposed to be his friend. Why the fuck did you go over to Stu and be like, hey, look, man. And Bob over there like, look, I know you upset, and I can see you still upset. Stu, I understand you made a mistake, man. Look, let him get his receipt. You get one punch, bro. But don't do no more than that, man. Because come on, Raja. You train in MMA. You know you can kill this nigga if you want to. Why? What's the point? Nah, AJ, you wanted your boy to goddamn shine. So that in hopes that you might get a WWE contract. Because you know Rampage Jackson's son. If you were smart, let me tell you what would it be. Let me tell you what happened in a different dimension. That might have all went down with the can. AJ pulled this out like, bro, ain't you struggling? Because see, let's go backstory. Let's talk Rampage and his son. Yeah, this is about to be a 2-hour episode, so y'all might as well buckle up. Y'all might as well buckle up. Because we about to have a real conversation today. Real conversation today. I'm not here to judge any father on how they raise their kids or what have you, because who am I to judge? I wasn't around my kids for whatever reason it was. I was around my 2 daughters. And I regret it to this day. Now they're grown. I can't catch up with them. I can't spend time with them like I want to. You feel me? They answer my phone call, you know, this, that, and third. They love me. I know they do. But I wasn't there in them critical years where I could really develop the relationship. I am man enough to admit I fell in that. Yeah, the mamas had a lot to do with it. But at the same token, I kind of didn't fight them. Because I thought that I had dick equity. Because I fucked them. Yeah, they might forgive me for my cheat. They might be like, fuck it. Yeah, you can come see him. Make it a point for me to see him. Oh, no. I was stupid with that. But that's a conversation for another day. And y'all can go ahead and click that up. Dick equity. That's right. Because a lot of times, baby daddies make the mistake of thinking because we fucked the bitch, got the bitch pregnant, that she's going to do right by us if we're not with them when it comes to the kids. What I should have did was took my ass downtown when I started having issues with both of these broads and got myself on child support and set up my fucking visitation. But I didn't. I thought my dick equity would enable me to see my kids, and I was wrong. Now, that brings why I tell you this, because I have to use myself as an example. Rampage Jackson has failed his son as a father. The reason why I say that, when I sit there and listen to all the videos of what Rampage says, from this is words. I save money for the Asian kids because I know they're going to college. I knew that brother wasn't going to go to college. So I save money for him when he goes to jail. Smoke that over. Smoke that over. I'm going to let you think on that. I'm going to let you breathe on that. Now they had a conversation that you do put attention to certain parents, do put certain attention to certain kids that really need it versus kids that you know they're going to be good. I love you, but I really got to pay attention to this idiot. You just told us that that's the idiot. And the fact that you said jail, you have no high regards for your son. That's what me saying, yeah, I know that one of my daughters gonna go to jail. That why I done gave up on that bitch. How crazy do I sound saying that? So imagine how crazy your dumbass sounds. You can knock me all you fucking want to. It ain't gonna change how stupid you look right now. Two things you didn't teach your son. Peaceful resolution. How to de-escalate. To understand your power. And let me explain your power. Hold on. I looked this up, right? Because people were saying felonious assault. Okay. Be considered lethal weapon. Now, that's the reason why I'm looking this up. That's the reason why I'm bringing this up. I'm sorry. Fighter. I'm sorry. Let's see. All right. Now, This is what we about to do. I'm about to pull this up so y'all can read it with me, right? Now let me explain what I mean by this, and this is for what I know. Not what I heard, what I know. All right. Martial artists and boxers are normally registered as lethal weapons, meaning that if a boxer a martial artist, punch a nigga, that's considered attempted murder. The reason why, because you have the ability, the knowledge, the physique, the strength, all that good shit to kill somebody with one punch, to seriously injure somebody with a maneuver or throw, because you were trained to do so. Now, the question is, can an MMA fighter, which is him, be considered a lethal weapon? Where they say an MMA fighter can be considered a lethal weapon by a court, but they are not officially registered as such. A court can determine that a person's hands, feet, even body parts constitute a deadly weapon depending upon their training, skill, and circumstance of the assault. The reason is that specialized training provides a high degree of proficiency, making it easier for their body parts to inflict serious injuries and death compared to a person without training. Here's an MMA fighter, not a very good one, but one nonetheless. And I ain't even gonna lie, I laughed. I didn't mean to laugh, but I laughed when I saw he got kicked in the head because he just had a concussion. So hold on. Add to that, my best friend got me getting in the ring after I done had a fucking concussion, and the day before I was vomiting and couldn't go do paintball with him. This AJ, we got to do a better job picking our friends, people. We got to do a better job of picking our friends. I'm just saying, he's a friend to the end. My boy Angelo would have never called me after I done had a concussion talking about something. Nigga, you want to come in here? You want to come watch me wrestle? And he heard I vomited the day before. Yo, dad ain't sitting to tell you about, boy, get off that kick and rest. Nigga, you just had your head kicked off. Where the fuck is his mama? Damn. I remember that dang it. Yeah, Bella Queen's asked that, as well as my cohabitation partner, Deesh. Let's keep it a buck. Where the fuck is the OGs in this? Ain't no way you didn't know about that shit. Cause I'm pretty sure you told him, like, yeah, man, this dude kicked me in the head. Oh, he kicked you. It was funny because another boxer was like, he watched the shit. He said, hey, why don't you fight me? Then why don't you fight me? Try that shit with me. Do that with someone that can fight back. He was like, he saw when the dude got kicked. He didn't put his arm up high enough. He was right here by his chin. He got caught right here in the ear. Out. You did that to this man that was expecting you to look out for his better health, but you can't do that to the nigga that whooped your ass in the cage. You can't do that to your daddy, and your damn sure couldn't do that to the boy that kicked you in the head. So there's gonna be a 2-hour one right here. Y'all gonna be like, damn, he went by himself 2 hours talking about this. Yeah, and I still got some other shit to talk about. So Rampage calls his son because he's seeing the feed, and man, I heard you hug some nigga in some tights. Now, mind you, you hear Rampage say, oh, he had a pro wrestling event. Most pro wrestlers wear tights, you dumb, drunk ass idiot. You do know what pro wrestling is. Smoke that over. You do know what pro wrestling is. So, and you said it, but you calling him gay. Oh, I thought you were doing some baby oil at a baby oil party. Because they say you were hugged up with some dude in tights. Talking about his best friend AJ. So your son, so people understand this, he wants to be like his dad. He looks up to his dad. He wants his dad's approval. Any son wants his dad's approval. I wanted my dad's approval. He wanted his dad's approval. As a man, you want your dad's approval in what you're doing in life and who you are. Your dad is what? Why you think he became an MMA fighter? To be like Dad. Why did Bronny become a basketball player? To be like LeBron. See, that's the difference. So he wants to be that. His son, I ain't even gonna front. I got triggered listening to damn Rampage. He was like, yeah, he didn't want to listen to me. If you can't listen to me, you got to get out the house. I was trying to tell him what to do about MMA and this, that, and the third. So you already see that he's trying to be like you. He made a mistake and slapped his son in the face. His son, I guess, had a fight where he won or lost or what have you, right? He up there talking. Son that came to get on the mic. He damn near knocked his son out doing this. You on kick. Old ass man on kick. God damn. You trying to still be popping. We tell kids to be kids. When adults gonna be adults. And I don't want to hear money shit, bullshit. So you telling me he that broke? He got a stream 24/7. He up there worried about his son gonna get kicked off. How in one breath you say he gonna go to jail and ain't gonna get kicked off a kick? Kick wouldn't even give in my mind. Actually, when I heard what happened or saw what happened, I be like, shut the stream down. I gotta go. Calling my son, boy, go home. Boy, go home. I don't want to hear shit. Boy, I'm gonna whoop your ass when I see you. How about that? Since you like whooping his ass, do that with your dad. But get your ass home. I need to call a lawyer. Yeah, son. Yeah, you done fucked up. Actuality, since you a father and y'all on kick together, and I'm pretty sure everybody was sitting here hitting you with what was going on with your son when he was crashing out for 2 hours before he got in that ring. You didn't think to go check on your son? You don't know your son's temperament? Or do you even give a fuck about that nigga? Let's keep it 100. Because you practically said you don't. You figure he ain't gonna be nothing but a felon anyway. You ain't expecting no greatness from him. And see, I get the tough love shit because my dad might have bragged about me to his friends, but never gave me that same inkling that he was that proud of me. Sometimes it's okay to take that hard and red pill, macho, I'm a dad, I had to get it out the mud attitude and throw that shit out the window and actually tell your son you love him and you're proud of him. Because you want to know why? You said it yourself. He didn't live like you. He didn't grow up like you. The reason why, because you made it, you dumb, athletic, muscle bomb, son of a bitch, nigga. You supposed to bleed for the next generation to eat good, motherfucker. That's the point of creating generational wealth. It ain't just for you to live good. Leave something for your kids other than goddamn memories. No, you got rich so you can shine. You didn't give a fuck about your son. Oh, my bad. Yeah, you give a fuck about them half-breeds. I'm sorry if I triggered anybody or I made anybody feel uncomfortable, but yeah, they mix black and Asian. Blasian. You give a fuck about the Blasian kids, the mixed kids, but you don't give a fuck about the dark skin. The firstborn, you know. Asian fan tap you on the shoulder. You want to act tough in front of your son. Instead of showing him, nah, you ain't got to act tough to everybody because I know I can whoop the average nigga's ass. I'm not worried. I can turn around and look. Oh, you just a fan. And if you want to be a teachable moment, you come back to your son, but see, son, see, I didn't try to slap him. I talked stern to him, let him know how I felt. You don't need to put hands on motherfuckers because you know why? We are special. We are trained to break niggas. But if somebody put a bullet in your son's head, you be the first one here online crying like a motherfucker. Asking for justice. But this dude just damn near tried to kill somebody's son in front of them. That little post that he posted, that bullshit. When he was looking at that shit, drunk or not, it was no emotion. It was just like, okay. Rampage, and then he gets mad because he said motherfuckers is judging him as a father. You goddamn right. This ain't one of the times we will listen but not judge. Bullshit. I am judging. Now, the other part of this is that this young man was screaming that he was broke. Somebody was saying, man, I know you got money. He's like, no, that's my dad's money. That ain't my money. See, once again, choosing your friends and understanding blessings. You know, I don't never go religion too tough. You know, I don't never go goddish or anything of that nature. But for you Christians, I'm about to make y'all happy. God sometimes presents people with an opportunity or a blessing, and they don't even realize the blessing. And it's funny because God tests us by putting us in the awkward position to set up the fucking blessing. Smoke that over. I might clip this up and put this on Facebook. I might have my boy Shep be like, hey man, God sometimes puts you in an awkward position to receive a blessing, but if you too fucking dumb, too angry, too upset, too worried about what everybody's thinking, what the internet is thinking, what this goddamn fucking feed is thinking, these 13-year-old keyboard boys is thinking. You might receive the blessing, and then you look back and say, you know something, Stu, I'm glad you smashed that can on my fucking head, nigga. You woke me up. Now let me explain what the blessing was, right? Knox Triple X Pro Wrestling is owned by Rikishi Fatu. Rikishi is a WWE Hall of Famer who has kids, nephew, family. Practically, a lot of the WWE roster is Samoan. Bronson Reed just sat here and admit that he was Samoan. Dumb motherfucker, I already know you Samoan. You the Australian Samoan. You the white Samoans. He's the white Samoan. They the equivalent to the light skin, to black people light skin. Okay. The Rock. I can go down the list. Okay. And okay. On top of that, you are Quentin Rampage's son. These people open the door for you to come into professional wrestling. You know how many times we didn't go to shoot interviews of how guys became professional wrestlers. We talking about Hulk Hogan. We talking about Stone Cold. We talking about Dusty Rhodes, Terry Funk. I ain't go down the fucking list. No, I ain't gonna talk about Terry Funk. We ain't talking about the legacies. No, we talking about the ones that their parents was nowhere in it. Ric Flair. I know your dumb black ass had a wrestler too that you used to watch. Mr. Jackson. So you get the opportunity to get in the ring. On top of that, this wrestling promotion is a WWE ID. Let me explain to y'all what WWE ID is. I'm gonna break it down for dummies. WWE pays you to wrestle on the indies to gain experience to eventually make it to the roster. They're securing you a spot and paying you for it, so you can train to become a future WWE superstar. Let me repeat that. I'm gonna channel my Dr. Umar. You get paid to train, to go wrestle in independent promotions, to gain experience, to eventually make it to goddamn WrestleMania. Some of these motherfuckers is making if you main roster, probably what, 5 mil to 10, depending upon where where you at in the roster. You can be a toy, have people buy your t-shirt. And if you want to talk about getting pussy, God damn it, have you seen some of the girls that you're going to be working with? And private fans that might throw it at you. And you're at a promotion that's the equivalent of going to Road and working on the Booker T. By the way, your best friend works there. Hold on. Your best friend works there. So you get to get in the ring, and you did say you was broke. You struggling. You want to get out the shadow of your dad, but at the same token, get your dad approval. Motherfucker, imagine if your ass became the goddamn Rock, nigga. You don't think if you was main eventing Wrestle fucking Mania, nigga, for the world title against Roman Reigns, your dad won't be in the audience talking about, that's my goddamn son slamming Roman Reigns' ass to the ring. Soon as your hand go up for the world title, you don't want. You don't think that goddamn big bully ass nigga ain't gonna run his ass into the ring to hug you and say, I'm so proud of you, son. The goddamn blessing you needed, you fucked up. Because you was worried about what niggas online that can't even whoop your ass telling you about you. Smoke that over, nigga. So instead of you getting, let's see here, 10 to 20 working for a company where you making millions and have a career for the rest of your life, to now doing 10 to 20 and goddamn saying quitting, bitch. And you know the LADA is going to take this case because you high profile. You Rampage Jackson's son. That looks good. Blessing, you just got your head kicked off. You just got your head kicked the fuck off. In essence, what happened to you, you did to him. But at least the difference is dude didn't continue trying to whoop your ass. You took 25 years of frustration, trauma, daddy issues, non-acceptance out on this white man for hitting you over the head, kayfabe with a can. That you yourself said didn't even hurt. And you had every reason to be mad because you wasn't in on the joke. But how the fuck you didn't see the blessing? Did anybody do it? Even the trainer like, dude, do you understand what you about to do? You do realize this is a WWE connected company, right? Man, fuck that. Dude, if you do right by this, you might get a contract, nigga, and you get paid. You just had your head kicked off 2 days ago. You a terrible MMA fighter, nigga. You stink. But you'll make a great wrestler. Come on. He thought you was one of them. That should have told you. That should have told you. If I walk back there, he know I ain't no wrestler. But he thought you was one. Oh, and this is a day one. So that means I might can come in having a feud with one of the top guys, so I get seen real fast. Next thing you know, I'm on Evolve, slamming goddamn Jackson Drake, becoming the Evolve champion. Next thing I know, I go to NXT, I beat Uber Family out this bitch. And then next up, me and Braun Breaker in the main event at WrestleMania. Where your dad at? In the crowd, proud of his son. Now he's proud of his son. Now he's happy for his son. Son don't need kick. Son make more money than me. My legacy look good. I look like a good father. Now, Rampage, you look like a goddamn deadbeat dad that just decided to be a dad because the boy would have been in MMA. Us as fathers, we have to be careful how we raise our sons now. We have to take into account they are not us. They didn't have to come up the same way. They have the internet. They have cell phones. They have social media. They have streaming. We didn't have that. Nigga, we barely had Atari. There was no internet. You want to holler at a chick, you either go to the club, a house party, or the chat line. Like you said, you left the house at 16. You had to find a job. You had to be homeless. You had to do all this. Part of you going through all that and becoming a great MMA legend was for your kids to not have to deal with that. But it's for you to instill the work ethic of it and let them know that, yeah, you got it good, but son, you got to eventually have your own. You have to think about your legacy. Because you're going to have kids. You're going to have family. You're going to get married. You're going to be on your own. You ain't going to be able to live in my house forever. You got to have your own legacy. Your own piece of earth. You ain't got to do what I do. And even if you want to do it and it may not be for you, it's okay for you to try it. Also, if he showed him a little love, the young man, he might have been mad, but after the apology, this, that, and the third, some more conversation. And plus, if he had a true fucking friend that would have saw the blessing for him, because sometimes it takes your friend to show you the blessing. He up there bragging, this Rampage son. Nigga, y'all could have been a tag team. Yeah, y'all could have been a tag team. What? I'm tag team with Rampage Jackson's son. Well, y'all fumbled the bag like a motherfucker. Y'all fumbled the fucking bag. Let's keep it 100. Ain't no one talking about that. He fumbled a hellified bag off of goddamn pride. You let them kick niggas fumble you from a bag, nigga. Because if you look at him, and I looked at pictures. He had one picture, we had a chain around his neck. I said, dude, he could have been, I can see him. And no bullshit. The aftermath, when he was walking down the street, imagine that was a promo. Let's say he did that. He didn't do that to do. He did a little slam shit on him and then got up, looked at him and said, what? And then the people run in and grab him, this, that, and the third, right? And then they tell him, yo, we need you to walk down the street. And this, that, and third, we're going to get one of them to follow you there. And we want you to do a promo. And be like, no, I'll be back. And you tell your boy Stu, when he wake up, I want that ass, nigga. I want that ass. Then Stu go get a video. Yo, you young punk, you going to come in my world. And man, you know how much money it would have made? Would it put you on a trajectory to greatness and money? God put you in a position, but you were too foolish to see it. God put you in a position, but you let your daddy, you let them goddamn motherfucking, them subs fuck up your bag. It doesn't matter how you got there. You got to realize where you're going. Screaming, I'm broke, it's my dad's money. My nigga, in a year, you could have been eclipsing your dad's money. How about that? Had your little girlfriend that wrestles too? Shit, nigga, you seen Jada Parker. I mean, if I would do, I'm like, bruh, Let me show you some of these girls from NXT. Shit, man, Jada Park, goddamn, no, oh shit, I didn't mean that. I might go holler at one of them. Shit, just the girls alone I get into pro wrestling. Now, I ain't gonna do no crazy shit, nothing like that. But my point is it was a blessing right there in front of your goddamn face. But the problem is, you don't have high regards for yourself. You want your dad to respect you, but do you respect yourself? Because let's be real, if Stu wanted to fuck you up, he would have hit you with something way more than a can. Damn sure wouldn't apologize. You didn't feel the energy this boy felt terrible? That the owner jumped in? He felt terrible because the owner jumped in. He was embarrassed. You didn't feel that. No. Because earlier that week, I got kicked in the head. My dad teased me for getting kicked in the head. Man, the people on stream that saw the video were teasing me because I got knocked out. Even though majority of motherfuckers that was watching, they don't even do MMA. Hell, they don't even come out the house. But I give a fuck about what they think because I'm from this generation that gives a fuck. Owen, my dad, he acts like he from this generation because he gives a fuck. See, that's why I love when he say that. Look at the camera and say, see, now my son mad at me because of y'all. He mad at you because it's you, nigga. Y'all sound like y'all homies. And then it wasn't no friendly exchange. It was actually, you could just tell the boy was outraged at his dad. Because I've been there. Once again, as a father, it ain't just having sympathy. You got to have empathy too. You got to have both. That's for daughters or sons. I made a point to tell my kids I love them and I'm proud of them. See, the sad part is some dudes technically don't need to be in their child's life until the child is older. I hate to say it. Some of, yeah, actually. Be in touch, but if he didn't have direct contact with that boy might have turned out differently. So the point is like this, because damn, man, I went 2 hours. Let me just say this in the end. I know I understand I'm passionate about this because I'm a pro wrestler. I'm not a pro wrestler. I'm a pro wrestling fan. At one point, I actually thought about getting into business. I thought about it. I had opportunity. I could have. It was a good guy that we did open mics together. He was a rapper. He was talking about pro wrestling. He was like, man, you ought to come with me to the school, man. So like, you might like it. The way I talked about it, I said, nah, I don't know. But I got his phone number. I said, but let me think on it. And then I saw Rey Mysterio go against the giant, aka the Big Show, and I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I was like, and two, I don't like being in the gym. I don't want to go work out and have to get bulked up and get all muscle-fied. No, you know what I'm saying? Do I wish that I did give it a chance? Yeah, I kind of do. But I can't regret, but I can't change what happened. So it is what it is. But the point I'm trying to make is that this whole situation was fucked up because every way you look at this was bad judgment. Was bad judgment. From Stu all the way to the end of the night, even to the beginning of the fact that why he was there in the first place, and you had a concussion. You ain't even supposed you supposed to be chilling. He said it. I know I'm supposed to be resting, man. So you can't even allow yourself to rest from a concussion because you want to stream so goddamn bad because you want to be viral and famous. Because niggas don't want regular jobs. But you had the opportunity to get an extraordinary job, making a shitload of money, but you fucked that bag all up. Damn, they killed a man. I'm amazed. Totally amazed. So I didn't get to a lot of shit. So I guess that stuff I would have to save for the member section here on Spotify. If I had to smoke on it. So what I'm gonna probably do is on Had to Smoke on, I'll probably discuss what's going on with Trump and here's that hand. And I find that the irony of how the Democrats hadn't really jumped on his health records or the way that they jumped on Biden. So I'm going to talk more. I'm going to discuss that and as well as clothing, because I saw that Kim Kardashian's daughter, people say that she dressed looking fast, but shit, she dressed like a kid, teenager. But I digress. I think I talked enough. So speaking about the Spotify members, please go over to the link is in the description to subscribe to my Spotify members, where you get 2 wonderful podcasts you get to listen to. Had to Smoke on it. That's why I give my unapologetic, unpopular, and unpopular opinions on certain topics, subjects, and so forth. You know, so I might want to talk about that day. And trust me, I give it up over there even more. As well as Savage Smoke, as I talk to the industry's top male talents, producers, and directors, as we give you that real smoke about the porn industry. Right now, I got up my man, Heck Tech. He is back, and we talk some shit, dog. We talk some shit. And and we also gonna have my man, Dante, aka Mr. Red from Red Bottom Productions. He's gonna pop up in the Savage Smoke room as well. We're gonna discuss his in depth his movie Shadows of Trust, and we're gonna get real about the porn industry and so forth. You feel what I'm saying? Also, don't forget to subscribe to the place where the conversation gets saucier. The tits pop out, dildos might pop out. You don't know unless you subscribe. I'm talking about none other than the Premium Smoke Room on Loyal Fans. 4 wonderful podcasts for you to enjoy, plus the VIP Smoke Room, which I even sometimes even open up live on X. And that's the place where you fans and subscribers can get subscribe questions. Submit questions for the ladies to answer. And you also get to see them shake their ass as well. Also, I have a XXX store where you can see my work as I give ladies their work because big dicks going to sticks. That's why they call me Big Country Daddy. So there's 2 ways for you to get some special premium and savage smoke. Something you have to smoke on. You feel what I'm saying? Please subscribe to the smoke. Either one or both. Just subscribe. So I'm done. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I gave y'all damn near 2 hours. I can't even believe it. So with that being said, you know how we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. We out.
Don't go to bed with no price on your head. No.
Yeah. Bullshit. You.
Don't do the crime.
Born rap star. What's up? It's your boy Drizzy Drake, and you are now rocking with Pain.
Live on the stage, back on my shit. Now I'm beating dick to a porn bitch.
shit. Just trying to be hood, but goddamn you dick. Your boys can't watch from the sideline. As I get mine like a rip tide. Don't get carried by the rock side. As I try to get my broadcast like apartheid. South Africa. Top spot, I'm coming after your laughter. For the boys who thought it was safe after I left the game. Now I'm back at the game. Ain't a damn thing changed. Still the same. The only thing that changed, I got some gray in my mane. I'm still the champ. I'm still the shit. And y'all just the shit. Not even worth a comment.
Don't go to bed with no price on your head, no.
What's up? It's your boy Drizzy Drake, and you are now rocking with Pain.
Yeah.